Why does this little dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone? Why? Well, just because I can, and they continue with Arcanum of Steamworks and Magick Obscura, Blind. Now, I've got a mission to travel to the island of Thanatos to find the real remains of Nasruddin, because it turned out that the remains entombed underneath the temple in Caladon are fake. And in fact, it might all be one huge conspiracy by the Dark Elves, because apparently one of the person who has supposedly quote-unquote found the bones of the supposed Nasruddin was called Kuanta, whatever he was called, or she, whatever they were called, it was the same name that they found on a note to the leader of the Dark Elves, Mingorad. So they seem to be working to subvert the Panari religion somehow for their own ends. But before I travel to the island of Thanatos, which is here, I will presumably need a ship. But there is actually a bunch of things I would like to check first. For example, a rather long time ago, when I was speaking with King Preator of Cumbria in Dernholm, he said that he has a personal matter I might help him with, but later. So quite a long time has passed, so maybe I will be able to solve it for him now. Oh, was I here? A mysterious old maze. I don't think I visited this location. I must have discovered it by accident when going through and didn't notice it. So it's an ancient maze. Let's go and check it. And afterwards I will go to Dernholm and try to talk with King Preator to see if I can help with his personal matter. There is also... I need to return a toy train to a dwarf in the Wheel Clan. And also I would like to visit Gilbert Bates in Tarant, because it was Gilbert who first gave me the mission to find out what happened to the Black Mountain clan, and it just so happens I already know that they were banished into the void, so maybe he will actually... maybe he will actually appreciate that piece of information there. So I will also go to Tarant to talk with him, and I guess I might also explore the parts of the map which I haven't explored that much, just to see if I can find any of the random encounters, maybe? Okay. Oh, so I can get through windows. It's good to know. Oh, it seems I'm stuck on the other side. At least for now. Okay, there's some kind of a building here. Oh, I can get into the trees. So let's continue. I guess it is an actual maze, as stated by its name. So it's probably totally meant to be at least a little bit confusing. I guess there's no passage through here. I have to somehow get there through a different way. No passage through here either. Well, as I said, it is a maze, so you're supposed to be a little bit lost in it, I guess. Oh, there's a bunch of coins over here. Okay, let me gather the arrows so that I might later give them to Raven. Although, to be honest, with the speed that
what is it you need?
With the speed that she's shooting them, it's probably not going to last for a long time. Okay. I picked this chest. It seems I can run alongside the border here, so let's do just that. Okay, no passage through here, but there is a window here, so I could go here. There's a chest, as well as an unidentified sword. I don't think I can actually reach it from here. Do I need, like, telekinesis? It seems there's no entrance to this particular place.
What is it you need?
But let me pick this chest. It is a small robe, so it will be good for Joramun, because obviously he is small and he's also a mage. Let's check this. Okay, I'll give the potions to him. I still haven't found Virgil though, so I guess his leaving was a part of the plot, and maybe he will come back at a crucial point. Okay. Damn it, didn't want to do that. Okay, so there's a magical helmet of some sorts. And I do believe this must be the end of the maze, because this seems like a mausoleum of some sorts with a sarcophagus. And there's nothing else around, seemingly. There is a lone zombie here. Can I travel from here? Yes, I can. So I actually don't care about this zombie enough to trace it. Let me just continue on to Durnholm. So let's go straight to King Preator and ask him if I can help him in that personal matter of his. Splendid, you have returned. I have unpleasant news. Do I? He didn't give me the quest yet. I specifically went here because I wanted to know what the personal matter was. I have unpleasant news, apparently. Oh, outwitted then. Your daughter has died on the way to meet the prince. I found her amulet. Okay, I did find an amulet belonging to a princess, but I did it so by accident, and I didn't know it was his daughter. I guess I'll say that, because I don't know anything about the prince having killed her. Your daughter died on the way to meet the prince. I found her amulet. And keep the amulet, I don't want it. My daughter, my only heir. How could this have happened? The ship crashed and all the hands were lost. Here are a few coins. I thank you to leave me to my grief, sir. Good day to you. Okay, that's kind of weird, because it's almost like I skipped a step. Because I discovered the ship by accident, and I didn't know it was relating to this. You've returned. How are you doing? My daughter's death weighs heavy on me. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, oh well, I guess that's it. It seems like I have like the game has kind of skipped a few steps, because he didn't even tell me that he wants me to search for his daughter. Instead, because I found this, right? The amulet. The inscription on the amulet says, "To Arya, my love, Prince August Farad." So I guess the only other person that could maybe shed some light on this situation is this Prince August, but I don't know where to find him. The castle in Caladon was empty the last time I was there, so let me travel back to Shrouded Hills on my way to the Wheel Clan, because I actually get the best prices in Shrouded Hills, so I can do some shopping there. And it's on my way anyway, so there is that. Let's wait. Yes, there's a bunch of bows, but I'm not sure which one she's using, so I will just leave them both to her for now. How about Willoughsby? Just a bunch of crafting equipment. Okay, so let's do the actual identifying. Magic Traveler's Cloak. Okay. Identify Nature's Wrath Helm. Perception -1. Crit Entangle. It's cursed, so... Blade of Xerxes I had before. Unidentified Dagger. Magical Dagger. Ring of Dark Magics. Magic Resistance 20. It's also cursed. And there's a medallion, right? Medallion of Dark Magics. Okay, so I'm going to sell them all. Oh, and this vial of poison I do not need either, because it belongs to a quest I've already solved, which was the quest about Rat's murder back in the elven city of Kintara. So I guess now I will travel to the Wheel Clan and return the toy train to one of the dwarfs there. Okay. After that, I think I'm going to travel to Tarant and talk with Gilbert Bates and tell him that I've learned about the fate of the Black Mountain clan, and also generally see to, walk around to see if anything has changed since the last time I was there, because I've accomplished quite a lot in terms of the progression of the main plot. So obviously it might be a little different. Actually, I should probably also do some repairs, because, you know, I was fighting golems and such, and your equipment always gets damaged when you do so. So now that I'm here, I might actually use the skills of the Wheel Clan Smith to repair all of my equipment. I will speed that up because that's not particularly interesting to watch. I believe this was him, Vegard Molten Flow. A fine day to you. Hello, have you a moment? What is it that you need to know? I found your heirloom. Here it is. Really, I commend you and your bravery. The dredge is no place for the weak of heart. Thank you so much for returning this to me. This is the helmet, I promise you. No offense, but this whole affair baffles me. Why the toy wagon? He laughs. Yes, I suppose I could have told you what you are looking for. The wagon has been in my family for 1,000 years. The legend says that it was the first thing ever made by my great-grandfather when he was but a child. Yes, but all the danger, and you've waited so long for it, for a toy. He smiles warmly. Is it so hard to believe? Were you expecting some ancient dwarven artifact? Perhaps some lost piece of technology? He laughs. In this world of magic and myth, is it so impossible that something as simple as a toy wagon might have value? A valuable lesson, my friend. Oftentimes, you find power in the most insignificant things. Good day to you. Good day. Okay, actually, this is a lot less sad than I anticipated, because I thought that this is going to be a story about how he lost his child when the child was young, and this toy wagon is his only, memento of the child. But as is, it's actually kind of heartwarming, and also surprisingly makes a modicum of sense, despite how funny it is at first glance. Because if the dwarves are so, if they are so preoccupied with craftsmanship, and if they place such a great value on personal achievements, then it kind of makes sense for them to venerate the first object that a known craftsman ever made. Even if he just made it as a toy back when he was a kid. Basically, it was a start of his career, as it were, a start of his journey as an artisan and a craftsman, right? So it was his first. It was the first object that he has created with his own hands, basically. So, as I said, that makes a surprising amount of sense within the culture of the dwarves. Not to mention, in addition, it's also kind of, heartwarming and really kind of nice. Stop, dwarf. If you want to leave, you will give us 200 coin. And what if I want? Well, at least the Molochian hand is no longer trying to kill me, so that's at least a little bit of an improvement. Okay, I will generally run through all of Tarant and see if something has changed since the last time I was here. I'm going to speed it up and only slow it down back if something new happens. Okay, no new figures here. Hello, anything you like? Hello, Caleb. Have a moment? Of course. How may I help you? What can you tell me about the boil? Okay, I've already asked all of those questions, so I guess nothing new here, at least at first glance. Probably still can't enter the... what are you doing here? I was going inside. I don't believe that's going to happen. Yeah, right. So I still don't want to join with any of the gangs, because I don't know what they represent, and to be honest, I would prefer to avoid doing any kind of seriously illegal things. you know, gang work is not pretty, and it would probably lead to me having to cross my, you know, ethical boundaries, as it were. Anything new on the paper? Need a paper, sir? Do you have a newspaper for sale? What are you looking for? Tell me the headline. Technology protest claims 3 lives. Would you buy this? Sure. Let's read it. Technology protest claims 3 lives. Excessive use of force? Yesterday, the Tarantian guard was called into control a riotous protest on the steps of the city hall. The group who has organized the protest, the Friends of Magic, had amassed there in mourning, shouting obscenities and throwing various technological objects. The guard, responding to the complaints of a protester, arrived on the scene about an hour after the protest began, wielding guns and cudgels. Minutes later, there was a mass chaos with agitators on both sides. When the smoke cleared, 3 protesters were dead. The protest was a response to the growing number of factories in Tarant and the adverse effects they were having on the city air. We'll not stand for it any longer, said Josiah Hummel, the Friends' spokesperson. Tarant is our city too. The captain of the guard had this to say: the guard is here to protect the city, whatever the air is like. Any other bleeding hearts here in the city can expect the same treatment. The weather and the tax increase is the same as it always was. Apparently there's a tax increase every week, which is kind of hilarious. Obviously it's probably not hilarious for them specifically, but generally speaking it's kind of hilarious. Okay, so what places would I like to check? I guess I will go to Pettibone Residence. Have you changed your mind? No, I don't want to steal a funerary stone, so still not. A random elf? You're that man from the newspaper. You survived the horrible crash. Yes, I am. It's a great pleasure to meet you, sir. Here's a few coins to help you on your way. Is there anything else I can do for you? What goes on in the city? Have you heard about P-Shiler and Sons, the infamous jewelry dealers? It is said that strange things are behind the closed doors at night. I've actually dealt with that already. Anything else? Nope. What else could I check? I could check the Willoughsby residence. What was that about? A good one, Smith. Jolly good, Willoughsby, old boy. Okay. Because I do believe this is the residence of one of the council members of the Industrial Council, and when last I was here, he said his servant said that he's away on business, so I guess he has returned since. Let's talk with them both. Oh, I must say, you're a rather undesirable sort, aren't you? Sir, we have only just met. Where are your manners? I'm sorry, but you just seem to be rubbing me the wrong way. Perhaps it might be best if we just went our separate ways. I'm sure we can find a way to put this behind us. The young man turns red, obviously embarrassed. Again, it seems my temper has gotten the best of me. Let us converse like civilized men. I agree wholeheartedly, sir. Might I ask who you are? Of course, I am Periam Smith, a recent graduate of the College of Phantasm and a representative from Tulla, City of Mages. Very nice to make your acquaintance, sir. Yours as well. Have you a moment? Certainly. What brings you to Tarant, Perryman? Oh, nothing in particular, really. Just traveling and whatnot. I hadn't really seen anything beyond the walls of Tulla before a few weeks ago. The young mage smiles a little sheepishly. You might say I've lived quite a sheltered life. Why did you leave Tulla in the first place? Oh, I was sent to Tarant on, how would you praise it? A mission, I could suppose you could call it. Master Simeon felt that I was the best qualified for the job, and so to Tarant I went. I've just spent 2 weeks with Mr. Willoughsby, recovering from my mission. Quite an adventure, I must say. What happened? Well, here's a newspaper describing what happened as a result of this whole affair. I'd rather not get into the whole story, but I've been approached by the gentleman who seemed very interested in writing a short book about what happened. Sir Chadwick Moore or some such. Rather bothersome fellow, but he seemed rather insistent. I'll look for it. You mentioned Master Simeon. Who would be that? Master Simeon Tor, he is the greatest mage in all of Arcanum. As the leader of the Tullan assembly, it is his responsibility to oversee all that happens within the walls of Tulla, and much of what happens without. He's a hard man, but fair, and extremely powerful. He's the master of the College of Summoning, and he's learned in many others as well. Interesting. Tell me of Tulla. What is it like? Tulla? Oh, it's actually breathtaking. It's located deep within the oasis of mist, hidden for centuries from the outside world. The black windowless tower of Simeon Tor, encircled by the of the stone? What? That doesn't make sense. Encircled by the of the stone. It's missing a word, isn't it? Encircled by something of the stone mansions of the master mages when they practice their oldest and most powerful magics. And what else? In the middle of the great courtyard is the Pelagian pool, where it is said that the spirit of the great conjurer still comes to watch over the apprentices. And in the early evening, as the sun sets over the Venigroth wastes, you can hear the haunting harmony of soul singers as they weave melodies with their otherworldly counterparts. Where is Tulla? Tulla? Sorry, my friend, I am under an oath never to reveal that secret. I see. I asked why did he leave already? More questions? Perhaps we could travel together. I don't think I have any space in my party, so I guess that's it. Unless I can ask more about... you mentioned the power of... the Tower of Simeon Tor. I asked who is that. He is their leader. So I guess that's it, pretty much. Let's talk to the council member as well. You do not belong here, dwarf. Excuse me, good gnome? Is that any way to treat a stranger? I am as much tolerant as the next man, but I am not a bloody saint. Your very presence repulses me. A man in my position need not to put up with this. Away with you. I was of the opinion that the gnomes of Tarant were benevolent. He seems a little embarrassed. Please forgive my quick tongue, sir. I have much on my mind of late, but that's no excuse for bad manners. Perhaps we might speak for a moment? I'd enjoy that. May I ask who you are? Greetings, I am Edward Willoughsby, businessman and the chairman of the Tarantian Industrial Council. How might I be of service? Well met, Mr. Willoughsby. Might I ask a few questions? I'd be more than happy to speak with you, young man. I am always eager to hear the thoughts and opinions of my constituents. Unfortunately, I have a pressing engagement just now. Will you stop by my office in the city hall in an hour or so we can speak further? I may do just that. Good day to you. Okay, so I guess I have to get back to him in a bit. Holster residence, moorland residence. Leave me be, I have no time for dwarves. I'm not going to insult her for nothing. I'm just checking if something has changed. Regina Halster, I do not recall asking you to come back. Okay. Anything new in the club? Hello, sir. Might I help you? Might I go in for a drink? Of course, sir. We only ask that you conduct yourself in a gentlemanly manner. Allow me to open the door. Please enjoy yourself. Okay, anything new here? Elf Noble, good day to you, my friend. We have nothing left to say to one another, friend. As far as I'm concerned, you've never met me. Garin Rockharrow, nice to see you again. What can I do for you? Have you heard anything interesting? If you're trying to find someone in Arcanum, try the Hall of Records here in Tarant. They seem to know where a lot of people live. Okay. Remind me, what is your profession? Professional gambler. I spent most of my time here at the club. You can always find me here. My favorite game is Gentleman's Dice. I am quite good at it. In fact, I have never met my better. Fascinating. May your luck continue. Anything else? Okay, I'm not going to play with him because I literally have zero skill in gambling. Good day to you. Sermat des Czar. The smell of alcohol coming from this fellow gags you. What? What is it? Willoughsby. Pray tell, who are you? He looks at you intently, unsuccessfully trying to focus on you. Why, I am the Honorable Sher Mat de Chajar, Esquire. Okay, but nothing comes of it. Mr. Langley. Why are you bothering me, dwarf? Still lacking in manners, Ronald? I have questions. What can I help you with? Okay, apprentice training, I don't need it. Braidstyle Inn. No one in here. Oh, the Franklin residence. I don't think... Was I here? Overweight, homely gentleman. You must be lost. You don't belong here. Speak, dwarf, or do you not know how? Okay, this is P. Schuyler and Sons, so obviously nothing to look for there. Garinsburg residence. Thank you again for your help in this matter. You're a true gentleman. I returned a stolen painting to her. A noble... Gnome noble. Why, you are the man from the newspaper. You survived that horrible crash. Yes, I am. It's a great pleasure to meet you, sir. Here are a few coins to help you on your way. Anything else I can do for you? What scandals are circulating this month, sir? I cannot help wondering at my knowing nothing of what is useful to you. Okay. I'll be leaving then. So I guess it's time to go to Gilbert Bates, because there's pretty much nothing else. Like, I doubt something particular has changed at the shops, right? So... Paperboy. Oh, actually, he gave me another newspaper, and by he I mean the mage that was accompanying the chairman of the council. Trainwreck at Vermillion Station. Disaster leads to several arrests. On Friday evening, the Bracketon line was derailed by a magical influence, injuring numerous bystanders and passengers. The incident followed an attack on Councilman Edward Willoughsby and a Tullan mage, Perryman Smith, by local bandits. Smith's retaliation led to the train wreck. Later that evening, Willoughsby and Smith were accosted once again at the Willoughsby mansion. Intervention by Smith and an unidentified gentleman led to an arrest of multiple individuals, one of them a powerful mage. Willoughsby was he was unusually close-mouthed about the affair. And this was a private affair, and it has been dealt with in that manner, Smith said. Smith said he might spend some more time in the city, but plans to avoid Vermillion Station. A dreadful affair. I'd rather forget the whole thing. Okay. I doubt anything has changed in the shops, so I will just go through the university maybe. Oh, Tarantial editorial. Maybe something has happened at the paper. How do you do, my friend? Hello. Might I have a moment of your time? What can I help you with? Anything special I should know about? I have heard nothing that would interest you. Is there any more work? No, I'm sorry. That was all I had available. Okay. So, nothing at the paper either. Get on with it, dwarf. Do not have all day. What do you want? Okay, this is This is some kind of a storage shed. Do they have anything new to say? Nope. Hello again, I will go. So nothing new here. I am always at your service. Good to see you, Benjamin. Might I speak with you for a moment? Of course. Oh, this guy wants me to find the skulls of some Siamese elven twins, but I don't particularly want to steal them for him because it doesn't seem like he wants to do anything particular with them. It's not like he needs them to solve a crime or like to help someone. He just wants them because he's a phrenologist and he's obsessed with skulls. I must take my leave. Ah, the famed demon killer returns. Good day to you, sir. Okay, this guy sells manuals. And this guy talks about the gods. But I asked about all of that already. And obviously I'm currently working on the diagram. I'm looking for this god, which might be Halcyon, the god of truth, or perhaps yeah, but I don't know where to look for his temple, because this is the goddess of balance, I think. I found her altar in the pass. This is the gnome god of gold. This is Bolo, the god of thieves. So this leaves one of those is Shakur, the god of orcs, and the other is the god of ogres. So yeah, this must be Halcyon then, because I don't think it would be the goddess of balance. The goddess of balance specifically wants a geode as an offering. I at first thought this would be Alberich, the god of stone, but he has been since proven to be this one. So I'm looking for the altar of Halcyon, but I don't know where to find it. So my quest to make offerings to all of the gods is currently kind of on hold, really. Hall of Records. Oh, the councilman should have an office here, right? Gnome noble. What could a dwarf possibly want with me? Mr. Willoughsby, that is no way for a gentleman to speak. I'm very sorry. I know we've met before, but I'm not sure it was very wise. I was very wise in asking you to my office. You're obviously a person I should not be associating with. Be gone with you. Etiquette dictates that we attempt to get beyond our differences. Willoughsby seems to think twice of his behavior. Please, sir, forgive my hasty words. With all of my responsibilities here in the city, sometimes I forget how to act like a good gentleman of society. Let's put this behind us. Have you a moment to speak? Yes, I do enjoy the conversation with my constituents, our lifeblood of the city and all that. Do you know anything about the politics in Tarant? Young men? No, might we speak of them? The Tarant is ruled by Tarantian Industrial Council, of which I am the chairman. We are a group of businessmen and politicians who make laws based upon what we feel is best for both the commercial and cultural future of our fair city. Has Tarant always been ruled as such, or was there once a king? In fact, there was a king, and I remember I read the story of it, and it seemed he died in mysterious circumstances and the council was installed soon after, which is mightily suspicious to me. Has Tarant always been ruled as such, or was there once a king? No, the monarchy, well, how could you phrase it, became outdated about 50 years ago. We don't speak of it here much in Tarant. You can tell that it makes him feel uncomfortable. Okay, that's even more suspicious. Suffice to say, the city has prospered under our new system of government. Do you know of the Unified Kingdom, friend? What is the Unified Kingdom? The Unified Kingdom is the alliance of two major kingdoms, those of Tarant and Ashbury. We share trade resources and military strength, and there are many cities that are currently looking into joining the Unified Kingdom. Negotiations with prospective members are part of my job. I see. More questions about Tarant? What would you like to know? What are the major industries here in Tarant? Tarant has many industries. We are both the foundation of Arcanum's economic stability. With Gilbert Bates here in the town, we supply more steam engines and technological machinery than the rest of the continent combined. Along with the railroad and our shipyards, we control the lion's share of product and resource export for all of Arcanum. Is there no city to rival Tarant? Of course not. We are superior in all aspects of commerce. Well, he lowers his voice towards you. Suppose one might mention Caladon. Just in passing, mind you. They are an upstart kingdom, nothing more. Okay, more about Tarant? What, in your opinion, are the main problems in Tarant? We've got many problems here in Tarant. The rise of criminal activity in the Boil is one of them. I'm taking personal measures to alleviate that problem. We also have a rising Orcish and half Orcish population here in Tarant. They've created unions, he spits out a name, and have caused general unrest among the laborers in the city. What personal measures are you taking in the Boil? He clears his throat as if he said too much. Oh, nothing, let's forget I ever said it. Come on, Willoughsby, old boy, you can trust me. He chuckles, winking back. Yes, perhaps you're the sort of chap I might bring into my confidence. I've got a man who works for me. Sebastian is his name. I've contracted him to take care of things in the Boil. If you're the sort of man who's interested in assisting that sort of endeavor, have a drink at Caleb Malloy's. He's usually around. Okay, I'm actually very interested, because I assume he means clearing off the gangs, right? More questions about Tarant? Major problems in Tarant? What have the labor unions done? The labor unions? Oh, they've done nothing but bring manufacturing efficiency to a screeching halt, always with their protests and their equal rights, and none of them values a decent day's work anymore. Okay, he clearly has a very privileged view of the half-orc struggle, because basically all he cares about is profit, and the fact that them attempting to unionize makes their efficiency lower. But obviously they are treated as half-slaves, so I totally understand that they are rising up against such a treatment, and in fact I would very much like to help them if I can. More questions about Tarant? What exactly does your job entail, Mr. Willoughsby? My job? Oh, I've got many responsibilities, being the chairman of the Industrial Council, as well as the owner of my own considerable enterprise. As of late, I've been monitoring the negotiations with Caladon. Caladon, you see, is considering becoming a member of the Unified Kingdom. Really? Have they agreed to do so already? No, we've hit a barrier in the negotiations, and we're not quite sure what to do. We're in desperate need of a skilled diplomat to approach the King's advisors with our newest proposal, and to make sure that their decision is to recommend Caladon to join us. We're having trouble finding a man with skill to successfully do so. I might be the individual you were looking for. He considers you for a moment. No, I don't think you're the man we're looking for. This task will take the most skilled mediator, and no offense, but I don't think you have the powers of persuasion yet that are up to the task. This job will require the expert negotiation with the highest of skill, you see. Okay, so I guess I have too low of a persuasion skill. Would you consider me for negotiations? Nope. I asked that already. You said you were the chairman of the Tarantian Industrial Council? Yeah. Okay, so I guess I need to bring my persuasion to maximum, right? But here's the problem. To do that, I need charisma 18, and I cannot raise my charisma any higher because I've been cursed by the gypsy here in Tarant. I've received an ancient gypsy curse, which is -2 to charisma. So I've hit a bit of a block here, and in fact my only hope is finding a blessing of the god that would raise my charisma to 18, so that I can upgrade persuasion. That's why I'm keeping one character point in reserve. So I will remember about him. Excuse me, my good man. I cannot help but notice that you came out of the offices of Mr. Edward Willoughsby, the chairman of the Industrial Council. Must have been quite an important piece of business. Who are you, to be asking? Oh, just a concerned citizen. I know that Mr. Willoughsby is involved in much that happens in our fair city, so I make it my business to know what he's up to. Excuse me? What he's up to and who he's talking to. I see. And what exactly is your interest here, sir? As I said, I'm one of the group of concerned individuals who are working towards a common goal. Mr. Willoughsby is a powerful man, and his influences are far-reaching. Men such as he, you just never know what they're getting into. What are you insinuating, sir? Nothing, nothing. It's just that a man might be talking to Mr. Willoughsby, and then Mr. Willoughsby might tell you something, and the next thing you know, you're involved in something you don't completely understand. Something political, perhaps. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you mean the negotiations with Caladon? You see, you walked into Willoughsby's office just a little ago, and now you're privy to a delicate national information. Not that I don't appreciate your candor in the matter, my friend, but don't you feel that is just a little strange? I'm sorry, who did you say you were? My name is Heinrich Jenks. I represent a group of concerned citizens, both here in Tarant and abroad. We've made it our business to keep a close look on the political power structure in the unified kingdom, to make sure it's working towards a mutually beneficial end. Can I assume that you believe Mr. Willoughsby is not doing so? You might say that, friend. I know that he is currently involved in the negotiations with Caladon, and that he is very interested in making sure that they become members in the unified kingdom. I believe that this interest supersedes any other concerns he might have, including the interests of his own constituents. I find this troubling. Are you saying that Caladon's membership is a bad idea? Let's look at the facts, sir. Tarant, with the unified kingdom, is the most powerful kingdom in all of Arcanum. We have natural resources, shipping and railroads, as well as the most stable manufacturing framework of any city in the world. Much of our great wealth comes at the expense of cities like Caladon in the form of taxes and tariffs. So, what are you saying? So, Mr. Willoughsby and his cohorts on the council are in effect taking a great source of Tarant's wealth by allowing a kingdom like Caladon to join the unified kingdom. Caladon is dependent on us for resources like lumber and technology. If they were allowed to join the unified kingdom, then we lose that advantage. Kind of? Like, obviously, I'm not at all, knowledgeable enough on actual politics and trade to meaningfully comment on this, but I feel like it's not that simple, because obviously, sure, now they pay tariffs and taxes on imports and all that, and obviously they buy our product, but if they were to join us, they would pay taxes directly to us, right? So it's not like we completely lose this money, it just becomes an internal market as opposed to an external one. We could also gain a military ally. We would spend less on defense. Yes, but so do they. You see, Caladon loses nothing by joining the unified kingdom, and they gain more time to solidify their presence in this new age. Tarant embraced the ways of technology early, so we have reaped the benefits. If Caladon is given the same chance, it only follows that they will eventually become too powerful. But if they are our allies, then we will have nothing to worry about. He gives you a long stare. Are you really such a believer in human nature, friend? Do you think a powerful, ambitious kingdom like Caladon would accept the authority of the unified kingdom for very long? In only a few years, their power will rival Tarant's, and then there will be war. Hold on, why wouldn't Willoughsby see this? Don't get me wrong, friend. It's men like Willoughsby who has made Tarant what it is today. Men with vision and the backbone to do whatever it takes to see that vision to an end. Tarant was not always so powerful, and to make it so had a great price. What price? What do you mean? Do you mean they murdered the king? That's another story for another time, and not mine to tell, sir. Let us just say that the Tarantian monarchy was one of the victims of the Industrial Council vision, and in any war, there are casualties. If you respect Willoughsby, why question his actions now? Power can do strange things to men, my friend. What created Tarant was patriotism, but I'm afraid that greed is now the fuel behind her fire. Willoughsby stands to make quite a bit of money if Caladon joins the unified kingdom. Remember, he's a businessman first, and a politician afterwards. You said before there was a price in making Tarant great. Another story, okay. What does Willoughsby stand to gain from the negotiations? Manufacturing concessions, tax advantages. Caladon would do just about anything for a businessman who holds the power to push the agreement through, don't you think? Perhaps. What are you suggesting to be done? He smiles. You see? Two men, strangers really, can have a logical, rational conversation, and the next thing you know, things are being done. Good things, mind you, necessary things. Things that make this city great. I've agreed to nothing, Jinx. Have I said that you have? I was just making an observation. It's strange how great things sprout from such insignificant encounters, don't you think? I'm ready to hear what you have in mind. Good, good. He lowers his voice. Most importantly, did or did you not accept the position as a mediator between Caladon and the Unified Kingdom? I volunteered but was denied. I see. Well, that's not a problem we can overcome, although it would be a great advantage in doing what needs to be done. And that is assassinating King Vegard of Caladon. Okay, I don't want to do that, but I do want to know more about it. I'm listening. Yes, I pegged you for a patriot. We're in desperate need of men like you. The fate of Tarant rests in your hands. First, you should try for the appointment from Willoughsby. I already told you I didn't receive it. Yes, I'm sure, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind asking again for the appointment. With a little more polish, you might just be the man you're looking for. I'll look into it, and what happens if I am able to get the appointment? Then you'll have special access to certain parts of castle that would be inaccessible if you weren't a special envoy from Tarant. Places like the kitchen. Am I to meet someone there? Yes, the man's name is Vernon. He will instruct you further. And what if I don't get the position? Then you are to meet a man named Bullors at the Caladon docks. He'll be around and he'll be expecting you. He'll help you get into the castle where you will have access to the kitchens and then to Mr. Vernon. Are we understood? Okay. If you succeed in assassinating King Vegard and return to Tarant, meet me at Grant's Tavern. I would have heard about it, and will wait there every day until you return. You will be paid no less than 20,000 gold. For your trouble. Agreed? I feel like I'm going to say that I agree, but because otherwise I'm going to spook him. But I will try to learn more about the situation and maybe even warn the king and try to devise, some kind of a solution that's beneficial for both kingdoms, if possible. Obviously, life is not always so easy, but I feel like I have to agree for now, because if I back down now, I am a liability at this point. He has told me his plan. Agreed. Splendid. We won't speak of this again, although I will be here watching Willoughsby until you leave for Caladon. Good day to you. Okay. So let me talk to Willoughsby again. Will he offer me... I have little time for the likes of you, dwarf. That's no way for a gentleman to speak. We can overlook this. Okay, I didn't want to... Yeah, right. Might I ask a few questions? I was wondering if you would reconsider me for negotiations. I don't think you were the man you were looking for. This job will require an expert negotiator with the highest skill. Okay, so I need more skill in persuasion, and as I said, that will be difficult to come by, but I will try. I still have a few things to do. Such as talking with Gilbert Bates. But I think I'm going to do that next time, because this episode I feel like it has been long enough. So I'm going to save and end it here for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!